Hi students, once again welcome to the chemistry session. So this is Ramu. In the previous class we already discussed about types of chemical reaction. Okay, once again today I will recapitulate what we discussed in the last class. Then after I will continue about displacement and double displacement reactions. So many types of chemical reactions are there. So in that we are going to discussing about four types of chemical reactions. First one is combination reaction. So what is combination reaction? Two or more elements or compounds are combined chemically to produce a single product. Such reactions we are calling it as combination reaction. Okay, all combustible reactions are example for combination reactions. For example, when you burn a magnesium ribbon in the presence of oxygen, then we can write, in the last class I already wrote that equation on the board. Mg plus O2 gives rise to MgO, magnesium oxide forms. So if two or more elements are compounds, they combine to form a single product. Such reactions we are generally call it as combination reactions. Next, decomposition reaction, in which a compound splits or decomposes into two or more simpler substances. It may be elements, it may be compounds. Here, decomposition, okay, mainly three types. One is thermal decomposition. If a compound splits into two or more compounds or elements by using heat, such reactions we are call it as thermal decomposition reaction. Otherwise, if a decomposition reactions takes place in the presence of sunlight, such reactions we are called as photochemical reactions. In the same way, if the decomposition reactions take place with the help of electricity, such reactions we are called as electrolytic decomposition reactions. Electrolytic decomposition reactions. Totally, thermal decomposition reactions are there. Photochemical reactions means if the decomposition takes place in the presence of sunlight, such reactions we are called as decomposition reactions we discussed. And electrolytic decomposition reactions. If a compound splits into two or more compounds or element in the presence of electricity, such reactions we are called as electrolytic decomposition reactions. See here one example for electrolytic decomposition reaction. We know the formula for water is H2O. On passing electricity through water, so it splits into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Here hydrogen and oxygen gas are products. Here the reactant is water is in liquid state. We know water is a universal solvent. Okay, wherever you go, almost water is available. That's why we are called as universal solvent. See here. So this is third type of decomposition reaction. Okay, here water decomposes into hydrogen and oxygen gas in the presence of electricity. Such reactions we are called as electrolytic decomposition reactions. Next, see here. Next, third one is displacement reaction. Okay, already we discussed it in the last class. Just I am recapitulating. Today I would like to explain about double displacement reactions. Okay, before going to that, so we have to once again recapitulate about displacement reaction. Displacement reaction is nothing but a highly reactive metal displaces from its less reactive highly reactive metal displaces less reactive metal from its compound. So such reactions we are called it as displacement reactions. See here, for example, if you take copper sulfate, aqueous copper sulfate. What is the meaning of aqua? Aqua is nothing but If you take some amount of copper sulfate, when you dissolve in that water, the resulting solution we are call it as aqueous copper sulfate solution. Okay, aqueous NaCl means also same like. If you take some amount of NaCl, when you dissolve in that dissolved in some water, the resulting solution we are call it as aqueous NaCl solution. Here copper sulfate. Okay, we prepared aqueous copper sulfate solution. When you dip a zinc rod, okay, zinc rod. So here zinc is highly reactive metal. That's why it displaces the copper from copper sulfate solution. So finally we get ZnSO4 plus copper. See here. See here, ZnSO4 is aqueous solution. So in that reaction, two metals are there. One is copper and another one is zinc. Which one is highly reactive metal? How we know? To understand this, in our textbook, one reactivity order is there. Okay, which metals are highly reactive, which metals are moderately reactive, which metals are less reactive. So I will write that order. Okay, then you can understand easily. See here, potassium greater than sodium, greater than calcium, greater than magnesium, greater than aluminum, greater than potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, lead, copper, okay, silver, arum, okay, platinum, mercury. Okay, so majorly these are the elements, these are the metallic elements. See here, potassium is highly reactive than sodium which is highly reactive than calcium, like that. Okay, here highly reactive metal is potassium and less reactive metal is arum is a Latin name for gold. Okay, the representing symbol of gold is Au. Okay, Au. When you writing the symbol of an element, first letter should be capital and the second letter should be small. So see here, in that chemical reaction, what are the metallic elements are there? Copper and zinc are there. So in that, which one is highly reactive metal? Already we discussed. Okay, reactivity of metals from left to right decreases. Zinc is here, copper is here. So which one is highly reactive metal? Zinc is highly reactive metal. That's why it displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. Okay, like that we can write a number of displacement reactions. Okay, displacement reaction is nothing but highly reactive metal displaces from less reactive metal from its compounds in their aqueous solution is called displacement reaction. Okay, highly reactive metal displaces less reactive metal from its aqueous solution. Such reactions we are called as displacement reactions. So very easy. So if you know the reactivity of order, you can easily understand the about the displacement reaction. See here, highly reactive metals are there, moderately reactive metals are there, less reactive metals are there. Already in the last class we discussed iron, silver, which are less reactive metals. That's why we are using those metals in jewelry. See here, okay, potassium to aluminum are highly reactive metals. So we can remember with this small tip. We know many of the girls' name Kanaka Mahalakshmi. So Kanaka Mahalakshmi. See here, K, N, N-A, okay, C-A, Kanaka. Just you have to remember M means Kanaka Mahalakshmi. Okay, like that. So whatever the 5 elements, those are highly reactive elements. So if you remember the just first five elements in the reactivity order, then you can read the remaining elements automatically. So Kanaka Mahalakshmi you have to remember. So basing on that we can write the names of the elements: Kanaka, Mahalakshmi. Okay, remaining element zinc, iron, lead, copper, silver, iron. Okay, okay. These we are call it as in chemistry mnemonics. By using mnemonics, we can remember some chemistry formulas, some reactions we can remember easily. Okay, Kanaka Mahalakshmi, which represents potassium. Kanaka Mahalakshmi, which represents potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum. Okay, these 5 elements are highly reactive metals. Okay, next we are going to discussing about double displacement reaction. Okay, up to now what we discussed, that is about displacement reaction. Displacement reaction is nothing but highly reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from its aqueous solution. Okay, such reactions we are called as displacement reactions. Next, double displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction means in that chemical reaction, two compounds exchange their radicals. Okay, in that chemical reactions, two compounds exchange their radicals and forms two different product. In that, one of the product is insoluble substances. For example, to understand better, I am writing one example. Silver nitrate. Okay, silver nitrate react with if it is react with NaCl. Here, see here, Ag plus NO3 minus. Okay, Na plus Cl minus. But here NO3 minus 2 is there and Ag plus 2 is there. See here, if the chemical reaction takes place between AgNO3 plus NaCl, the resulting product is AgCl. Here AgCl is a white precipitate. Means if you take two substances, aqueous AgNO3 in one test tube, NaCl, aqueous NaCl in another test tube, if you take, when you combine with one another, what happen, you know children? Immediately a white precipitate forms here. White precipitate. Precipitate is nothing but it is a insoluble substance in that water. Okay, along with that, the byproduct is sodium nitrate, NaNO3. So this is about double displacement reaction. Okay, what is double displacement reaction? In which two compounds exchange their radicals from their aqueous solution. Okay, in the two product, one of the product is insoluble substances in that water. So such reactions we are generally call it as precipitation reaction. Okay, precipitation is formed in double displacement reaction. Precipitation reactions means what? Whenever two chemical reactants they combine with each other, if they produces one insoluble substance, such substance we are called as precipitate. Different precipitates are formed, sometimes red precipitate, white precipitate, yellow precipitate, like that. Different precipitates are formed here. So this reaction we are call it as precipitation reaction as well as double displacement reaction. Okay, thank you.